What's going on, guys? My name is Savage, and today I'm bringing you guys another batch of crazy Reddit stories. I don't want to waste any time whatsoever, so I'm just going to get straight into the first story. Here's the title. Was I wrong to suddenly leave my boyfriend after 3 years? Hey Reddit, my name is Emily. I'm 26 and I've been dating my boyfriend Jake for 3 years. I love him and our relationship has been strong. He's kind, thoughtful, and we've never had any major ending fights. There's just one thing that's always bothered me for a long time. I always believed that intimacy is an important part of a romantic relationship and is a natural next step. It's not just physical, it's a way to connect, to really see if you're truly compatible. Jake, however, was hesitant. For years, he insisted that we wait. At first, I thought it was sweet. He wanted to wait, and I even admired him for it. He wasn't just another guy trying to get into my pants. He was genuine. Eventually, though, I became impatient and thought maybe I was doing something wrong for him not to want me. He rejected me every time, and I started to feel insecure about my body. I tried to respect his feelings, but deep down, I couldn't help feeling frustrated. I felt ready, and I loved him so much that I couldn't understand why he didn't want me back. Finally, after 3 years, he agreed. I was relieved, excited even, that we could finally take the next step. Unfortunately, that's when everything changed. I discovered something that I hadn't expected, something that completely blindsided me and made me question everything about our relationship. I don't want to call Jake out explicitly, but let's just say that the part that typically makes a man, well, a man is micro. Medically diagnosed micro, if you could catch my drift. I was shocked, I felt blindsided, disappointed, and even a little betrayed. Not because he had done anything wrong, but because this was something I hadn't known and it mattered to me. He never once told me or mentioned to me that the reason he didn't want to take our relationship to the next level was because he was insecure about a part of himself. That made me realize that he never felt comfortable enough to trust me and at least just to say what was wrong. He didn't have to show me or put himself out there. He could have just told me, and that would have helped me make me more understanding of the situation. But he didn't. Like I said, I felt betrayed, and he overall just disappointed me. Eventually, I realized that for me, it was a deal breaker. Even though I loved him and he had been perfect in every other way, it was over. I kept asking myself, was I shallow? Was I wrong to feel this way? Could I stay with someone who I cared deeply about, knowing this was an important part of compatibility for me? I felt like I was in a no-win situation. On one hand, I loved him and everything else was amazing. On the other hand, this was a fundamental incompatibility I couldn't ignore. If I spend the rest of my life with him, I don't think I can ever physically be satisfied in the natural way I know and want. Has anyone else ever been in this situation where love conflicted with personal expectations? How did you navigate it? Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a crazy scenario, and I can totally understand why you feel betrayed, because he hid it throughout the entire relationship and not once mentioned why he didn't want to do, the intimate portion of the relationship. Yeah, he just kept it away and saw that it upset you over time and just never really expressed why. So I completely understand your disappointment and why you're upset. So I don't completely blame you 100%. Is it kind of bad that you broke up with him for that one detail? Yes, but at the same time, I also see your side of the story, so I don't blame you 100%. So, I don't know, that's just kind of a tough situation, but if you know your heart isn't in it anymore, then I guess it's just best that you guys break up. I could be totally wrong. I don't know, you guys in the comments give your thoughts. Yeah, I'm gonna just move on to the next story, and this next one's a good one as well. All right, here it is. I, female, 20, think my boyfriend, male, 19, is cheating on me. I have a good feeling that my boyfriend isn't over his ex and hasn't been for a while now. He and his ex dated for 2.5 years. She was his first girlfriend ever, and it was all a high school sweetheart kind of thing. She was just using him. The more he gave to her emotionally, the less she returned, so they broke up. He was single about 7-ish months when we started dating. At first, we were shy, but being together felt natural and like it was meant to be. Although, when we started dating, I felt like he just continued his old relationship, didn't really try to get to know me, and he felt like it was enough if we only heard from each other once a day for half an hour, even though we could see each other maybe once a week at the time. Don't get me wrong, I know people are busy. I myself I'm a busy person and can't give anyone myself 24/7, but it just felt like very little for a new relationship. That did fix itself on its own after a few months, and we eventually had the honeymoon stage, I guess. The reason why I felt like he never got over her is exactly that he never tried to get to know me better. Most of our combos were led by me. Most of our activities slash dates slash hangouts were planned by me. Whenever I mentioned something I liked that I later found out she also liked, he was dismissive of it. In any other way, he truly is a great boyfriend. He remembers important dates. Even though he doesn't start much, he always makes it with making the hangout slash date feel amazing and fun. It's easy being around him, and mostly I feel safe around him and like I can be myself. So, why do I think he might be cheating on me, or at least that he is in contact with her again? First thing is, he started staying up late, like 4 a.m. on Instagram. He is a late bird, but if he was on Instagram, he'd send me something, but that stopped. At first, I wasn't suspecting anything until I saw some reels he liked, and they were related to first love is last love type of thing. I sent one back to him. It was something along the lines of, I do so much for you, yet you never return. About 3 months into our relationship, he said it was like long ago, and when we were still dating. Oh, sorry, I got a little confused. So basically, he liked that post back then, even though she was mad about it. Okay, anyways, now I understand that older liked videos can still show up under likes by friends feed, but not 10-month-old liked videos. Again, this might seem like an overkill, but also since he started staying up late on Insta, he stopped freely giving me his phone. I've never looked through his messages. I never really cared about them. I only took his phone when my battery was low and I wanted to search something up or look at reels with him. Next thing was he started wearing one shirt that they bought together. I know I sound very crazy for that, but it had passed so long since he had wore it, and I just felt my heart drop when I saw it. It might be something, it might be nothing. Am I delusional? So I don't think you're delusional at all. I feel like those are little details that when it really matters to someone, it's just suspicious. Do I think he's cheating on you? I don't think he is, but that's very suspicious behavior. And the fact that he wore the shirt that he bought together with his ex and is kind of having these new behavior patterns all of a sudden when they weren't there before, yeah, that should raise some red flags. But honestly, besides that, I feel like this guy was never really into the relationship from the beginning, like you explained. I don't think he's fully over his ex till this day, especially when it's first love. It's kind of hard for some people to get over it. And I don't think he's putting enough effort into your relationship. I think you're being blinded by the good parts about him, and you're being way too dismissive about the bad parts. So, in my opinion, I feel like this is not a relationship that's going to work out. I feel like it's just the effort isn't there and he's not fully in it. I think you deserve better, but I mean, it's up to you. I don't know, but I think you should probably move on. Yeah, that's my opinion. But yeah, so I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully you figure out what is the best solution. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read the next story. All right, so this next story is one of those Am I the Asshole situations, and the title for this one is Am I the Asshole for Not Giving My Roommate More Space? So here's where it begins. I'm using a throwaway because she knows my real Reddit, so I hope you all understand. I, 29 female, am a homeowner, and I inherited a 3-bedroom house after my aunt died of cancer 2 years ago. She had no children, and we were close, so it was a no-brainer that she'd leave it to me. I spent the first year after the house passed to me renovating it and making it feel like mine. It was around the time this finished that my friend, 29 female, had to leave her boyfriend's flat after they broke up, and she didn't have a backup plan. I let her move in with me and told her she was of course welcome to stay. I gave her the second largest bedroom, which is 13 square meters with its own bedroom. I have the master bedroom, and the box room is my office as I work from home. I told her that the bedroom she had was her space and to decorate it however she wanted. Beyond that, she had access to all communal areas of the house: the living room, kitchen, the garden. The only places I asked her not to go was my bedroom, uninvited, my office, and the loft, which I let renovated into my D&D room. I am a DM and my party meets every Saturday to play. It's been a year and I thought things were going well. I don't charge her rent. My only request is she split the utility bills and grocery bills. I have a few rules, but nothing insane. A heads up, if she had an overnight guest, a heads up if she had an overnight guest, no loud music after 11 p.m. on a weekday, and to keep her own space clean. She has randomly told me yesterday that she needs more space, that it's not fair. She only has her bedroom, bathroom, and the communal areas, while I have my bedroom, bathroom, office, loft, and communal areas. I was shocked. She'd never expressed any unhappiness with the layout that I had given. I told her that, yeah, I had more space, but she had to keep in mind it was my house and I set up these spaces for me before she even came to stay. She got upset with this and said I was being unfair and we need to rethink the layout of the house. This made me a bit uncomfortable. I let her stay when she had nowhere else to go, and I was happy to give her free control over her own space, but I can't help but feel like this is rather ridiculous. Am I the asshole? That honestly is just crazy. Like, you're giving this girl free living space, no charge of rent. You guys are just splitting utility bills. Free space. The only thing that's different between you and her is that you have your own loft for a D&D room that you renovated before she even came, and your office. Like, everything else is the same. And she wants more. That's absolutely ridiculous. I think she's forgetting she doesn't own the place and that you're being like overly nice. I think you need to tell her that if she has any issues with the layup that you have, then she should rethink of having her own place where no rules apply to her. And yeah, that's basically it, because I'd have like zero tolerance for this. Like, this actually really grinds my gears. Like, it makes me mad. Yeah, tell her that if she has an issue with it, that maybe she should find her own house, because that's just way too much. Like, by the way, I read the comments as well, and yeah, everyone's upset. If you guys have any arguments against this, please let me know, but I am pretty sure everyone can agree with this. Yeah, I'm going to get into the next story, and yeah, the next story is actually the thumbnail one, so stay tuned. This is going to be a good one. All right, so yeah, this is the personal trainer story. So here's the title. My wife, 38 female, admitted to me, 38 male, that she has quite an intense crush on her personal trainer. What's the next step? We've been together for 15 years, married for 10. In that time, she's always done something fitness-wise, being it running or the gym or cycling. About a year ago, she decided she wanted to be stronger. She started doing weights at the gym, and she was getting there, but around 4 months ago, she said she needed some guidance and started doing some sessions with one of the gym personal trainers. She was really enjoying it, and about a month ago, upped it from 2 sessions a week to 3. There was a notable change in her strength, and I was happy for her as she seemed really proud of herself. Then this weekend, she dropped the bombshell on me. I had noticed our sex life had pretty much come to a stop a couple months ago, and I spoke to her about it, and she said she was sorry. It was just the stress of starting a new job mixed with the cold weather, and she just wasn't in the mood. I thought that was fair enough, and I'd leave it at that and let her at the pace when she was ready to do it again. Well, this weekend she told me that she has developed a very intense crush on her personal trainer, and that while she knows crushes happen in relationships, this felt like it was more. She said she finds herself constantly seeking his attention, either at the gym or social media. She has started tagging him in all of her posts, but I just assumed it was more of a giving credit thing. Then she admitted she had started wearing less and less at the gym to get his attention, which is something I hadn't noticed, as she always takes a gym bag with her and gets changed there. She admitted that the last few times we had sex, she fantasized that it was him, and that's why she stopped having sex, as she felt too guilty. Probably the worst thing she told me was that a few days ago, She saw him having a personal session with someone else, a younger woman more his age, and she saw them laughing together, and she got jealous and upset. She had to leave the gym and to go cry in her car. Bro, this is freaking crazy. Like, I'm not even like, I'm just gonna keep reading. She said he has done nothing to encourage this and has been nothing but professional, though out of all of this, he is not at fault. I don't know what to do. I'm crushed. Do I just sit back and wait for the crush to stop? Do I demand she changes gym and block this guy? We've all had crushes in relationships and eventually they go, but I feel like this one won't. She's being alone with him 3 times a week and follows him all on her social media accounts. I feel like distance is how you get over this, but I don't want to come across as controlling. What do you think? She doesn't want to change anything and she thinks it will just go away on its own. TLDR. Oh, just the title. All right, man. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna go ahead and read the update right now. All right, so here's the update. So I spoke to my wife the night after my original post. I said she needs to leave her personal trainer, quit the gym, and we need to start going to couples therapy. She wasn't happy and started arguing, saying it's only a crush and it'll pass, and she's making good progress, and that she started to frame it as me not caring about her health. Once she realized I wasn't budging, she started trying to bargain with me, saying if she stopped seeing the personal trainer, that she could still go to the same gym, and if she started having sex with me, we didn't need to go to couples counseling. I lost my temper, and at this point, I admit I shouted, "Enough, I want to know everything. Tell me everything you've done. I want to read your messages with him. I want to see those outfits you're wearing. I need to know everything now." She said fine and stormed off upstairs. She came back down wearing an outfit that was a little too much to be fair for the gym in a cold country, but I didn't say anything and asked to see her phone. She said she deleted the messages. When I asked why, she was honest and said she sent him a topless selfie on Christmas Day while I was downstairs cooking the dinner for her bloody family. She then said that while she's confessing, she also kissed another man on a night out in the first year of our relationship. I already knew this because of her friend who fancied me at the time told me about it. I asked her why him and not me. What's he got that I haven't? She said nothing, and it was more about the situation than him. She said she's starting to feel regret and like she missed out on her youth. She had a boyfriend from school to her early 20s, was single for a year, and then met me. She said she's starting to regret not having more fun, and she's starting to enjoy attention from other men, especially younger men. When she was telling me originally, she said a couple of times, "I'm not planning on doing anything. It's just a fantasy, unless you want me to do something," with a nervous laughter. And at the time, it felt a bit like she wanted to do something, but was trying to frame it as my idea, but didn't really click properly until now. I asked her if when she told me she was expecting me to give her permission, and she said she genuinely thought because I don't get jealous, I'd be okay with it. I still feel like I wasn't being given everything though. The outfit, the kiss confession felt like distractions and like something was missing. Even telling me about all this in the first place felt a bit like it was trying to get her story in before someone else told me. I said, "I'm going for a drive," and then went to the gym to speak to her personal trainer. I approached him and said, "I'm not here for trouble. I understand my wife has been harassing you." He wasn't happy being approached this way, which I get, but he asked who my wife was, and when I told him, he said he knew something like this was going to happen. He told me that he hadn't trained her since Christmas, as he let her go after she had been sending pictures, plural, not just the one she told me about. He said since then she had kept messaging, but he ignored her. He let me read the messages, and she sent 12 pictures over a 3-month period. One was fully naked, and when he told her not to send them, she just said she was showing her progress. The worst part, though, was she was messaging him stuff like, "We've had another argument, could really do with the session to burn off some anger. And he's out drinking with friends again, ignoring me. I'm so lonely." Neither of which are true, and then she told him mid-December that she had kicked me out and that we're divorcing. With Christmas Day picture, she even said, "First Christmas alone." And just last week, she messaged him saying, I'm already seeing someone else." I thanked them and asked him to send me them and went home. When I got home, she was already gone and just wrote me a note saying sorry. She's at her friend's house and we've been texting a bit the last couple of days and have a marriage counselor booked for next week, but I think it's done. Yeah, I would say so too, bro. I'm not even bothered about the pictures or the flirting. The lying about me and our marital status. I don't drink and we haven't argued in years. I'm downstairs entertaining her family while she's sending nudes. She's never sent me one and telling me she's alone. Or telling him she's alone. I'm working all this weekend to try to keep my mind busy. Sorry if I don't reply quick. Thank you to everyone who took the time to read and reply to my post. Oh my God, this is crazy. And then there's no more updates after that. And yeah, I think they got divorced, rightfully so. Yeah, all right, well, yeah, that was the big story. And let me just tell you guys, that is the craziest story that I've read out of all the Reddit stories that I've looked through. And I've gone through a lot to try to get some good ones for this this YouTube channel. Like, this is just crazy. Let me know what your guys' comments are. May this love never find me. I actually originally read this story with my girlfriend and she thought it was like the juiciest thing ever. So, of course, I had to include that into this. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to keep cooking up more of these Reddit stories. It's going to be hard to top this, but I'm going to do my best to do so. If you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe. I have my email linked down below. So if you want to send me some of your crazy stories, then do that as well. And yeah, it's been Savage, and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.